So S-2-A and B, they're just pretty easy, so same strat. If you want to watch 2B, you can just skip to the second half of the video with the timestamp in the description that I should not forget putting there. If I forgot, remind me of it. Yeah, let's begin with A. Replace Blaze with Mountain, Searcher with, no, Searcher is irreplaceable. Sorry about that. Lapland is also irreplaceable. Myrtle can be replaced by Flag Guards. Breeze can be replaced by AoE Medics. Honeyberry by Elemental Healers. Popcar by AoE Guards. Mirth by single targeting Medics. Steward by other casters. Noacorn by other defenders. You might have a DP problem, so bring an extra Vanguard just in case. And Myrtle has to kill 2 enemies. If your Myrtle cannot do that, bring an extra unit to help her kill the enemies. And let's start. Play Myrtle first on this position, facing left. Activate Myrtle's skill once you can. If your Myrtle is an M3, you won't be able to activate her skill and you'll have a DP problem, like I said in the replacement part. Then you won't be able to deploy Blaze, then you will need to deploy your backup Vanguard. Otherwise, just deploy Blaze. Yeah. Deploy Searcher here facing right. Once 2 enemies spawn on this Searcher lane, activate Searcher's skill. Deploy Honeyberry here to keep Blaze HP up. Activate Myrtle skill once you can again. Retreat Searcher once she kills both enemies on the upper lane. Clean the floor on the upper lane. Deploy Lapland once you can to silence that enemy so the floor does not get infected. You do not want the floor to get infected yet because you do not have enough Roombas for it. Deploy Breeze here facing down. Ideally, you do not want to activate Blaze's HP lock talent because you want to deal with the Reef Breakers. Deploy Popcar here. If you're using Ifrit instead of Steward, you want to deploy Popcar here. Yeah, if you for some reason replaced Steward with Ifrit, which is a good replacement. Yeah, I don't know why I said for some reason. It's a good choice. Deploy Mirth here, and you want to deploy Ifrit on this position facing down. That's why you want to deploy Popcar 1 tile to the left, facing Ifrit. Yeah. Anyways, Ifrit here facing down if you're using Ifrit. Deploy Steward here facing down if you're using the normal caster. Yeah. For the bottom lane, once the second fish with the rod reaches this tile, you want to deploy Noacorn. Because, yeah, those fishes will stay there for a while, and yeah, they will take up Blaze and Lapland's block. And without Noacorn, you might leak. Anyways, retreat Noacorn once the 2 fishes with rods are dead. If there's any moss on the floor, use the Roomba to clean the floor. Do not let the moss spread. Also on the upper lane, I forgot to say, clean the floor too. Yeah. You should have at least 2 Roombas left right now to deal with the last wave. Lapland's gonna be able to silence those 2 enemies just now. For this Reef Breaker, once he comes in contact with the Blaze, deploy Searcher, so Searcher's HP lock talent does not get triggered. You can have Blaze's HP lock talent get triggered. Once Searcher comes in contact with those 2 fishes, you can activate the Searcher skill. Or once those 2 fishes come get into the tile of Searcher. Alright, you have 2 Roombas left, so you can just use them all of them. Yeah. If you only have 1 Roomba left because you used it for the previous 2 fish with rods, you can wait a bit for all enemies to die and then use it. Because we chose the half... Oh, I was pretty lucky with the pop card time there. We chose the half spread time with the component, so yeah, you have time to wait. You can wait for a bit to use the Roomba if you only have one. But yeah, that was that. Now we go to S-2-B. So S-2-B replacements are the same, just replaced with better operators you have in the same subclass. For Blaze replacement, if you're using Mountain, you want to use an extra Helicrop unit to deal some damage on the Reef Breakers, because Mountain does not have a big range like Blaze, and he won't be able to deal damage on the Reef Breaker early on, and yeah, the Reef Breaker might kill him. So Helicrop like Scotty or Neuro or Phantom. And yeah, that's all. Let's start. Same drill, deploy Myrtle here. Activate her skill once you can. Again, if you don't have enough DP right now because your Myrtle skill isn't activated, just use a backup Vanguard that you I told you to proc in A. I didn't tell you to do that in B. But yeah, bring an extra Vanguard in case you don't have enough DP. Deploy Searcher here, facing right. Once the Reef Breaker comes out, activate her skill. Pay attention on the Myrtle, activate her skill once you can. You want to deploy Honeyberry once you have enough DP and retreat. Searcher once she kills the enemies. After Searcher kills the enemies, use the Roomba to clean the floor and deploy Lapland immediately to prevent that enemy from spawning moss on the floor. Yeah. Now deploy Breeze here. Yeah, ideally you do not want to activate Blaze's talent right now. You want to save it for the Reef Breaker. Deploy Popcar here, facing right. Again with Ifrit. You can just deploy Ifrit on this tile facing down and Popcar one tile to the left. Deploy Mirth here, facing left. Yeah, to keep Popcar alive. Those guys deal a ton of damage. On the bottom lane, once the second fish with a rod gets on that tile, you want to deploy Noircorn. Because if you don't, there is a good chance he will leak. Also, you want to clean the floor on the upper corner. I mean, upper lane. Once those two enemies that spawn a moss on the floor after they are dead. And yeah, you can retreat to Noircorn after the two fish with rods are dead. If there's a moss on the floor, no worries, use the Roomba to clean the floor. You have to have at least 2 Roombas left for the last wave. Or, I mean, 1 would do too, but yeah, 2 is best. Oh, so you can retreat Myrtle now to free up the deployment limit. Yeah, now the Reef Breaker attacks pretty fast, but we will be able to kill it. If your level is still a bit low, or you're using Mountain, use a Helicrop unit early on that Reef Breaker so it dies earlier. Deploy Searcher once the Reef Breaker comes in contact with Blaze. I deployed Searcher a bit late, but this would still do. Activate Searcher's skill once you can. Yeah. The spreading time of the moss on the floor is half, so you can wait a bit. If you have 2 Roombas, you can just use it twice. Yeah, right now, and then once after the second wave of the fish with rods are dead. But assuming you only have 1 Roomba because you used all of it just now before this wave, I'm just gonna wait a bit. Now you can use it. Just like that. The timing isn't very tight. Yeah. Now you just need to wait for Popcard to deal with things. Yeah. This can take for a while. There we go. And yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped. And bye.